Welcome to solverfy.
So in order to answer this question, we first have to go over what exactly is speciation. Well, speciation derives from the word species. It's just the formation of new species. So in speciation, you start out with species A, the first species, and you'll get two different types of species that derive from it. So a classic example of this is Darwin's finches. Darwin noted that the finches on the Galapagos Islands were different species than those on the mainland, and they were different from each other on each of the different islands. This was due to their food sources and different environments that they developed in, leading to different species. So they had different beak sizes, they would chomp different types of berries, or they would be after cacti. And this is just the development of new species. So there are a couple different types of speciation based on how the new species develop. So I'll just go over two of them with you. Sympatric speciation is one type of speciation. It means the development of new species together or in the same environment. So in this case, we have a lake. Let's just say there's a fish A, and just in the same lake, in the same environments, you get fish A and a different species, fish B. Now, allopatric speciation means different species are formed when they're both alone. So in this case, a physical barrier comes and divides the same species from itself. So in this example, there's a lake or even just a piece of land, a barrier divides it. For example, the Grand Canyon. Now, there's A on the left and A on the right. But over time, with different environments, different conditions, species A over here may stay the same, but maybe species B doesn't have as good food source. So the species A on this side would develop into a different species, species B, that's more suited to that specific food source. So this is the allopatric speciation, where two different species form because of a physical barrier between them. So this question is about specifically allopatric speciation. So when we think of it, let's go to the four examples. Of these, there's a flood causes the formation of a new lake. So species A would migrate along to this different lake and would hang out there. Would this be more like allopatric speciation? Would a tree falling during a storm cause allopatric speciation? Would a mutation cause allopatric speciation? Or would an injury to a fish that causes him to migrate cause allopatric speciation? So remember, allopatric speciation is when there's a physical barrier between the species that causes them to develop differently. So in this case, the physical barrier would be the flood example, because as the water recedes, now you have two separate lakes, two separate environments, and over time, you can get two separate species, depending on the environments. So a flood is your answer, the one most likely to cause allopatric speciation.